Leseur to the interview room here at the first inaugural Bermuda Championship. Pretty special guest, 15 years old, youngest in the field. Just talk about the process of getting into the field first, Kenny, if you would.
Yeah, well, I was lucky enough to be a local Bermudian, and they put on a local qualifier event for us. That was about a week ago. It was a 36-hole event, and everybody that was from Bermuda could play. So I was lucky enough to get into that, and then flew down here from Florida and played well on the first day. Missed a couple of opportunities, but on the second day I played really well in the wind and got my spot.
So when you say you flew from Florida, I understand that you attend the International Junior Golf Academy there in Florida.
Yeah.
How long have you been there, and who's your instructor there?
This is my second year here, so I'm a sophomore in high school. And Gary Gilchrist is the head guy there, so he's the head professional, and Grant Belk is my coach. And this is my second year with Grant, so I'm used to him, and I really like the way he teaches.
So before we take some questions, you're here. I understand you had a practice round yesterday with Davis Love and Michael Sims. Just what's the excitement level like for you, and what's the anticipation like, and the nerves?
Yeah, there's a lot of nerves, obviously. It's crazy to think that I'm sitting here right now doing an interview when I was just a couple weeks ago sitting at home in Florida. But I really liked playing with Davis and Michael yesterday. Learned a lot of things by the way he practices and works his way around the golf course. And I'm really excited for it. I'm sure my dad is too. He's caddying this week, and go out and have some fun.
Anything specific that you learned in that practice round? You said a couple of things, but anything specific that Davis gave you some advice on?
No, not really. But I just took notes on the way he worked his way around the green. It's kind of hard to explain, but all the different areas he went around and all the different techniques he used around the greens and off the tee. So I really liked the way he did that.
Great. We'll take a couple of questions and we'll start here.
Kenny, after you qualified a week ago, you went back to Florida. What was the first order of business for your coaches to settle you down to get ready for this event?
What we usually do is we train in a group. So there's like 8 people in his group that we train with, and he put me over to the side and worked with me a little bit more for this event. Obviously, it's really important for me and my future. So we really worked on a lot of things, just playing on the course, not a lot of technical stuff, just trying to get ready and know what to anticipate when the event starts.
One thing's for sure, back in Florida, you have a whole bunch of schoolmates watching what you're about to accomplish. As a 15-year-old, when you started out playing junior golf in Bermuda, did you see this happening? Not this soon, but at any time in your career?
I mean, I always had a dream to get on the PGA Tour, and obviously this young, no, I wasn't expecting it, but I always wanted to work hard to, that was my end goal in my career, to go to college and to get my PGA Tour card. So for it to happen this early is really special, and going to make the most out of the experience.
You did talk about nerves earlier. How have you been coping? Have you been sleeping? How's that been working out?
Yeah, I've been sleeping well. Just try to not get too overwhelmed seeing all the players here, all the media, everything. Just trying to, what my coach and I said is that it's just another tournament. Obviously, it's in Bermuda. It's my home course, so I know the course very well. I'm familiar with a lot of the people here, so I'm really pleased with the way I've handled it so far.
All right, well, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, what's your favorite hole on the course and why?
For me, I like number 14 because it's really tricky. Obviously, a lot of people like 16 the best, but I like the way that hole shapes around dogleg left, and you really need to put it in position off the tee. And on the green, there's a lot of places you can't go. So, and it fits my ball flight, so I really like that hole a lot.
Obviously, wind can be a big factor here. How are you going to control your game in these heavy winds?
Well, growing up in Bermuda, it's always been very windy. So playing in the junior events when I was young, there were always 30, 40 miles an hour of winds, you know. So in the qualifier, it was a great experience to get to know what my game looks like in the wind, because I hadn't played in a while since I'm in Florida. So I like to keep it low off the tee with a 2-iron, and then try to get up and down as much as I can, because you're not going to be hitting all the greens that you usually do. So my short game's doing really well right now, and it's just about keeping the ball in play and not staying patient, and that's what you got to do in the wind. It's not a lot to it. You just got to keep it in play and stay patient.
Are there any particular players you're looking forward to meeting?
I've already met a couple. Maverick McNeely I met earlier, and I don't know, we'll just see how it goes. Try to meet some of them and ask them a lot of questions on how they got here. So yeah.
Well,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Two that you will meet are the two that you're playing with, which I thought was pretty interesting in the tee sheet, is Brett Quigley and Guy Boras, who are both 50 plus. And you're 15, as we mentioned earlier, so that dynamic will be a little different for you. Do you know either of those two? Have you sort of seen their careers at all?
No, not really. I really didn't hear their name before I saw who I was playing with, but I looked them up and saw that they're on the senior tour, both of them. So obviously they've had a lot more experience than a lot of the guys who are younger, so it'll be good to play with them and ask them a lot of questions on their experiences and what route they took to get here.
In the back, PH.
Kenny, congrats for being here.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little about some of the Bermudians that helped you in your development as
Yeah.
a junior and growing up here on the island, and who inspired you, to pursue your golf dream?
Well, first of all, Kim Swan was my coach before I left Bermuda, and he helped me out for about 3 years, and I knew he was probably the most accomplished Bermudian in golf. So he was on the European tour, moving his way around in the mini tour events, and I've always played a lot of golf with Kimiko Smith and Daniel Augustus, and they're big mentors for when I was younger, and I still like to play with them a lot. And they're both really nice guys and both helpful for whatever I need.
All right. Anyone else? All right, Kenny, we appreciate you coming in. Good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, first of all, congratulations on reaching a dream of yours to play in a PGA Tour event. But Dwayne, for you, what is the week preparing for something like this been like for you?
It's been great. Actually, it's been about a month or so, and it's been great,
Yeah.
I do drive taxi full time, but it's nice to get out of the taxi and do some practicing and play a little bit of golf, and I've been enjoying it. It's been great.
Mike, for you were on the nationwide tour for a while, just missing out a few times on reaching this particular goal, but here you are this week. When I talked to you after you qualified, you said it was on, it hadn't sunk in. Has it sunk in?
Oh, for sure. Just look around us, what we have going on here. But stepping away from playing professionally has brought a lot of perspective back into it as well. So I think that's kind of the beauty in it for me, is I'm looking at it through such a different lens than what I was looking at it before. I was chasing it, and here I am now 5 years later, after doing lots of soul searching, lots of work on myself, to have this be a dream realized, and playing in an event and in my home country.
Right. Dwayne, you hear Mike talk about where he went and where he came back from. You've had similar challenges yourself. How have you overcome those challenges to get to a place like this today?
Yes, I have. I played a lot back in the 90s and early 2000s, and then I became the head pro here at Port Royal, which kind of slid me up a little bit.
Right.
It was just, it was fun. I had a lot of fun here working as a head pro here. So I hadn't really played from 2009 to now. I haven't played a lot of, events. But, I get out there, play little skins, go pro-ams and opens, Bermuda opens and stuff like that, months. But it's fun. I get out there and still have a little fun. I enjoy it. I've been playing golf for a long time, and I just enjoy it and have fun.
Right. Mike, the conditions you played in on the second day of the qualifier, would you like to see some of those to help challenge not just you, but other golfers as well?
I mean, for sure. But from what I saw with the weather, it's kind of tapering down the other side.
Right.
But yeah, I think the wind up here we need the wind,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's helped guide you guys along the way and helped you to reach these particular goals?
The list.
I just started from, the first person was Walter King. He was the first pro here at Port Royal. And if it wasn't for Walter King, I probably wouldn't be playing golf. Walter, at the time, was about 30 guys hanging around Port Royal, and he always found something for us to do, go in the range, pick up balls. And back then, there wasn't no machines to pick them up. You was pounding them by hand, back in the day. And he pretty much got us started. And, I'm really grateful and thankful for Walter King. And then Frankie came along, which helped me again. So I met some of the guys that, Frankie's passed away. He was a good friend of mine, Early Jones, and I played a lot of golf with those guys and had a lot of fun with them.
They're smiling down on us right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this year's here, to see us play this first event in Bermuda, and it being at Port Royal, which makes it even more exciting, so, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, just those two names you mentioned right there, Early Jones and Francis Verbain. Early kind of taught me how to golf through my dad because he worked at the Princess with my dad. And then my dad got me involved with Frankie up here, and countless hours of Frankie on that range out there. So, I mean, just right there is a start. And then, as of recent, I mean, the list is endless. There's so many people. My last coach, Mike Adams, was amazing. And then my life coach and mentor now with the program that I'm learning, Hale Gianni, at 505 Living, she's been amazing. I mean, just learning what suits you better and how to prepare for things on the outside. So when you're on the inside, it's life-changing.
And Mike, yesterday we spoke to Jared Dillis and asked him who his favorite player was, and he said Tiger Woods. But he mentioned you as an inspiration to him and his fellow players and what you've done representing Bermuda around the world. He mentioned you as a specific player, and just wanted to get some feedback from you on how that makes you feel and, the way that you're perceived by the other players.
Well, I mean, obviously that's very humbling and very, very sweet. I'm actually sitting next to someone that I used to watch on the driving range through all my little junior golf clinics. Dwayne would always be on the side if he wasn't helping us out, hitting hundreds of golf balls right down there. So yeah, I mean, it feels that's amazing to know that you touch the younger generations and inspire them to pick up a game that is a lifelong game, and it brings so many things together, so many people together, and you never know who you're going to meet and what's going to happen out there. So it's really cool. I appreciate that.
And Dwayne, how satisfying is that for you to be sitting next to someone that mentions that immediately and the effect that you've had on other young players?
Yeah, I mean, Mike and I, we've been great friends for a long time, and I just love watching this guy swing a golf club. I think he's one of the best swingers in the world, in my opinion. I've learned a lot from Mike, he's been pretty close. He's taught me a few little things, and I'm taught him a couple little things, and it's been great, I just love watching this guy swing. It's amazing. You see somebody swing a golf club as good as he swings it. And I wish him all the best, and I think he can go a lot further, He took a break for a little while, but I think he's back.
You guys grew up playing here at Port Royal. To see the transformation of this golf course now, how much better do you think things are than when you started out as juniors or when you started your careers as professionals?
I mean, condition-wise, this place is amazing compared to what it was. I mean, they've always done a good job, you know, I mean, Bermuda Opens, amateurs, and things that I've ever competed at in here, they've always had the golf course in top-notch shape, but I mean, it's at another level right now, which I think Dwayne would agree. I mean, I've never seen greens like this out here, so, or the condition of the golf course like this, whether it be bunkers, the rough. I mean, it's immaculate out there. It's stunning. And then you toss in the views.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect conditions. Yeah. I mean, back then the greens were so hard. I knew one guy that could spin a golf ball in those hard greens. My good friend Canal Bean, we call him up to today Juice Bean. He's the only person that I seen could back a ball up on greens like concrete. But it was good. It was good to watch. I mean, back in the day, we came up together, but the course is in great shape now. I mean, these guys done a tremendous job,
Yeah.
you know, getting ready for this tournament, and just looks great out there, you know. It should be a good week. Everybody should have fun.
Well, I want to say congratulations on qualifying. Good luck. You got a whole country supporting you guys, and just do us proud.
I just like to say one or two more.
Yeah.
Right. So just like my sponsors, I would like to thank Flanagan's, Feed Your Water, the BJ Group of companies, and the CEO, and Puma Golf. I'd like to thank them as well. And also a good friend of mine, Mr. Glenn Simmons, who is having his challenges right now. I just want to, shout out to him. Everybody's thinking about him. You know, he's having challenges, but tell him hang in there. And, we're all thinking about him. And wish him well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah? Good.
Thank you to everyone, man. We wouldn't be here without everybody here, so thank you to everyone.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.